Hey guys, so today I want to talk about the importance of not only meditation. Meditation is important in spiritual growth, but so is journaling. In my journey, journaling has been the almost number one thing. I meditate. Yes, meditation is number one, connecting with your chakras, but I want to say journaling is also number one. So let's call journaling number one, exhibit 1A. Journaling, I did an intense workshop on it yesterday, and I just wanted to bring this to this community as well and just stress how the elevation in spirit happens through reflection. So I'm going to just quickly give you a guide to how journaling works and how different it is from reflective journaling. So sacred journaling is extremely different than reflective journaling. What we are taught in society, in school, is how to look at our day, and then when you pick up a pen and start journaling at the end of the day, you're basically taught to reflect on your day and reflect on what you liked about the day, what you didn't like about the day, and then reminisce on how you're going to fix what you didn't like. Sacred journaling is extremely different. Sacred journaling is not the process of reflection, but it's the process of observation, and it's the process of non-judgment. So I'm just going to give you just a quick tidbit of what sacred geometry or sacred journaling looks like. So in the beginning, when you start your spiritual journey and you're inclined to journal, it's basically spirit guiding you through the years in your journal. Spirit will guide you through your path. What's your life purpose? What's your path? You will learn that through journaling. So in the beginning, when you start journaling, you're probably still going to take the reflective approach of journaling, which is okay. That's fine. But as you journal, you will become, as you get into sacred journaling, you will become the observer of the journal. So you're no longer going to judge what you're writing in your journal. You're not going to make judgment. That's the difference. In reflective journaling, you're using your mind and your ego, and you're like, I didn't like that, and this is the reason I didn't like it, and this is how I'm going to change it so it doesn't happen again. You're blocking off all the rest of your chakras and the connection to your soul when you're only coming from your mind and you're giving a judgment on a situation. Sacred journaling, on the other hand, you become the observer and you begin to understand, okay, this happened. You come to an understanding from faith without judgment. That's what the observational journaling does. That's step one. As you get better in your journaling journey, you're gonna get into what is I call trigger points. So what will happen is you might still be writing about the past. So reflective journaling is basically when you're writing about the past or the future. You're not really writing in the now. And in the beginning, that's okay with when you're doing sacred journaling. So what's gonna happen is when you write, you become the observer and you give faith, so you come from non-judgment. But what you will begin to notice are trigger points. So now what you're doing is you're no longer blaming people in your journal or blaming situations. You begin to recognize trigger points within you instead. So there's no more, she did that to me, he did that to me, this situation created this, and that's it. No, that's gone. Now you're recognizing the triggers that are, okay, so the questions you're going to ask yourself are, okay, so why did that make me feel that way? Why? What was it about that scenario that made me feel that way? Now you're connecting with self. These trigger points produce such intense feelings that you will be able to connect a thought or experience to that feeling from your past. Oh, I'm kind of getting triggered by that behavior because in my past, this is what happened. So when you come to that point, you move into what's called mirror work. So when you start to see the situations as they are, so you see your trigger points within you and you begin to look inside of yourself, that's when you begin the mirror work. Then you start to see the other person and you're able to see them as your mirror. So you no longer are blaming them or seeing them as like a separation from you, but you're seeing that they are giving you the energy that you're holding on to, that you want to release, but you haven't been able to because you're holding on to a situation in your subconscious mind from the past somewhere. And this person in front of you is mirroring that. They're not making the scenario that's being given to you by the universe, the situation, the experience, is for you to see that mirror and look it right in the eye and understand that you don't want it anymore and to grow out of your old story. So that's the mirroring aspect that you shift into. The next thing that you shift into is shadow work. So when you get into shadow work, that's when you start looking at your journal timelines and you go deep into the subconscious mind and you start to recognize what your trigger points, what stories you've been holding on to. And these stories are always under the age of 7. And you will start seeing how these stories or whatever happened to you at that age and your ego was created, you're gonna see that exact moment of pain. And you're going to see how the ego formed a layer for you at that time in childhood in order to protect you from the emotion that was created. So if it's loneliness that was created, let's say for you at the age of 3, that's what happened to me, you will see that point in time during your shadow work in your journaling journey. And how that comes to you is through when you hit the shadow work aspect of journaling, you begin to write what I call is hypnotic journaling. So you start accessing a hypnotic state when you are doing your shadow work in your journaling process. So this shadow work will come out through through a hypnotic state. So you're in a hypnotic state, but you're writing, but you're getting information from your past when you're doing this shadow work in journaling. Then comes your automatic writing. And automatic writing is basically when your mind is now silent. Your mind no longer is telling you what. Reflective journaling is led by your mind, but when you are automatic writing, you are quiet. You've silenced your mind and you're waiting for the information to come in. And that's it. And that's what you're writing. That's what automatic writing is. So I have some time. So I'm going to talk about after automatic writing, you may get into numerology, and with numbers, you'll begin to create art with numbers. You'll begin to create what feels good to you with your life path number, let's say, or with your expression number, okay? And the next thing after the numerology is sacred geometry. This is when you literally start drawing Merkabahs or the flower of life, and this becomes your journal now. You'll still do automatic writing if you enjoy it. I enjoy it till this day. Every morning I start with automatic writing, but my numerology and my sacred geometry, what I've created in my journals has so much energy that I've actually imprinted what I've drawn onto my aura. And that's another level. So this is how important journaling is. This is what it does to you in your spiritual evolution and in your spiritual journey. If you have any questions about journaling, you can message me if you like or comment below, and I'll try and answer what I can. Love you guys.